Hi, this is Room 112. It's day 23. We're here. We're going to continue to be here, and everything's okay. We're from the inside today, showing our sons, but Miss Diane, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Christian, and myself are still thinking about you. We're still here, and everything's okay. Mr. Turtle's a little upset. He's about to bask. His little toy skull, was trapped wherever he's basking in, so he has not been happy all day. He finally got his toy out, but he's basking right now, taking it easy, and is ready for our activity. All right, my wife is still making masks, and you caught me here. I was dusting on day 23, and my wife is laughing because I'm dusting. Miss Diane would be proud. I'm dusting. Wait a second. And there it is, the topic of our Room 112 today. What is that? Let me see. I'm picking it up, and let me get closer. And it is genuine Mount St. Helens ash, circa May of 1980. And let's talk about that. What is Mount St. Helens? Well, it is an active stratovolcano, and it's in the Pacific Northwest region of the United States, and it's part of the volcano ring that has the Pacific Ring of Fire. And there are 160 active volcanoes in this ring, and Mount St. Helens is one of them. So flashback, why do you have genuine Mount St. Helens ash sitting on your fireplace? Well, we had every Christmas, we have a white elephant party, a Christmas party at Kennedy Middle School, and we all draw numbers, and I forgot what number I was. I was thinking number 10 or 11, and I was sitting right next to Pam, our 8th grade counselor. And we keep exchanging gifts and everything, and it was my turn, and I was hoping, out of all the gifts, I was hoping to get the Mount St. Helens volcanic ash, and I was like, yes, I got it. Hope that nobody took it, and they didn't. And I've been having it ever since. And it's just part of in the man cave or on the fireplace, and so I have it. So flash backwards, May 18th, 1980, deadliest volcano ever in U.S. history. 57 people were killed. 7,000 big game animals such as deer, elk, and bear were killed. 12 million fish were killed, and over 250 homes were destroyed. And then it goes down to like 47 bridges, 15 miles of railroad track, and 185 miles of highway. If you look at the explosion, it was set up by two earthquakes, a 4.2 and a 5.1, in late March. And then all of a sudden, on May 18th, 1.5 metric tons of sulfur dioxide, of smoke, of ash exploded. And it went all the way to Canada. And on the volcanic, they have a volcanic explosivity index, and it came in as a 5. And really, Miss Fromm has been doing the most work. She's the 8th grade teacher. She teaches instructional science, and she was doing a unit on volcanoes. So I got some of the information for her and her class, and I was just about to share my volcanic ash when we had the COVID-19. So there was a large explosion, and lava and rock flew all over the place, and that's what caused the devastation. Like I said, this ash went all the way to Canada. And I never quite got to ask Miss Pam, Miss Reagan, how she got the volcanic ash, how she came into possession of this. Hopefully, I sent her a link to this. She's teaching up in Wisconsin as a social worker and a counselor. So hopefully she'll listen and kind of put that in the comments. So that would be something to look forward to. She also works with Native Americans, and there's a strong link between Mount St. Helens. There's a history of Native Americans. They named Mount St. Helens, and I couldn't pronounce the name, so I didn't want to mispronounce it. But it's a long history of how Mount St. Helens formed. And there's an Native American tale that talks about how it formed and everything like that. But the other scientifically, it's a young volcano. It is the most active volcano in the Cascades. And prior to the explosion in 1980, it stood as the fifth highest peak in Washington state. And I did notice that it was named, it resembles Mount Fuji in Japan. So there's some people that they call it like a copy of Mount Fuji because of how Mount Fuji stands and there's snowfall on it. And Mount St. Helens has that same kind of snowfall. So it was quite deadly. It is now, President Reagan in 1982 declared it a national, Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument. And it's preserved just the way it was. So scientists can study the ash and can study the volcano. It's still smoldering at times. And so that was it. And it just kind of, when I was dusting here, I have the dust brush, and I'm thinking, hey, you know what? Miss Reagan Pam was an awesome 8th grade counselor. So I just wanted to just tell her that she's in our thoughts. And then I just like, hey, this would be, we haven't had a science lesson in Room 112, and kind of linking it into what Miss Fromm is teaching in her science class, I wanted to connect the two. So just some little facts. Maybe Miss Reagan will, Pam will put in the comments of how she actually obtained this. But for me, it's still in the man cave and on the fireplace, and I'm lifting it up and dusting around it. And I better get to work. So my wife, before she gets home, says, hey, did you dust the fireplace and dust the living room? Hope you're doing your chores for your folks and your parents and the adults where you live with, and that you're listening to them and doing your, not only your schoolwork, but helping out around the house. All that little helps. If you help clean and keep the house picked up and everything, your parents would appreciate it. It's a stressful time for all of us. So we all got to chip in. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is okay. I just wanted to let you know that we're here. We're going to continue to be here, and everything's okay. For homework, what national monument would you like to go to? Or what chores have you done today to help out your folks? Or what do you know about volcanoes? I hope you take care and have a great day. All right, for Room 112, this is Mr. Davis, Mr. Christian, Mr. Wilson, and Miss Diane. Take care.